The spaceship hummed softly as it hovered over the vast expanse of an alien desert, its twin moons casting a silvery glow across the strange landscape. I had been invited aboard as a guest of honor, an Earth ambassador to the mysterious planet Xylaris. The Xylarians had long been fascinated with humanity, though they'd kept their distance until now. As I stepped into the council chamber, I marveled at the architecture. The walls shimmered like liquid silver, and the air carried a faint scent of something sweet yet unfamiliar. At the center of the room stood a tall figure with luminescent skin, eyes like twin galaxies, and a presence that commanded attention. Her name was Xyrena, a leader among her people and, as I would soon learn, the source of an encounter I'd never forget. "Welcome, Ambassador," she said, her voice a melodious echo that resonated in my chest. "We have much to discuss about our shared future." The meeting proceeded with polite exchanges about cultural similarities and potential alliances. But as the hours wore on, I noticed Xyrena's gaze lingering on me more than seemed customary. Her questions became increasingly personal, probing my thoughts on companionship, loyalty, and what it meant to share one's life with another. "Forgive me," I said cautiously, "but these questions seem outside the scope of diplomacy." Xyrena smiled, her iridescent eyes twinkling with an unreadable expression. "You're perceptive, Ambassador. Tell me, do humans not explore the connections between individuals as part of their alliances?" "We do," I replied, "but usually not so directly." She tilted her head, considering this. "Perhaps it is time for Xylarians to learn this art of subtlety. However, I must be honest with you." She took a step closer, her towering form both imposing and graceful. "Do you know why I want you to be my husband, human?" I blinked, stunned into silence. Did I mishear her? Was this some kind of mistranslation? But no, the universal translator embedded in my ear was functioning perfectly. I beg your pardon." I managed to stammer. Her smile deepened. "I understand your confusion. Allow me to explain." She gestured for me to sit, and as I did, she began her tale. "Xylarians," she said, "had a unique bond with their chosen mates. They believed in the merging of souls, a union that went beyond physical or even emotional connection. For centuries, their people had struggled to find compatibility within their own kind, as the complexity of their beings often led to discord. But when they began observing humanity, they discovered something remarkable. Humans possessed a balance of individuality and interconnectedness that Xylarians admired deeply. "You," she said, "embody those qualities. Your resilience, your empathy, your ability to adapt. These are traits I have sought in a partner." I sat there, grappling with the enormity of her words. "But Xyrena, I'm just one man. Surely there are others on Earth more suited for such a role." She shook her head. "It is not just about suitability. When I first encountered you through the transmissions sent from your planet, something within me resonated. Call it fate or a cosmic alignment, but I knew you were the one." The room fell silent. The weight of her confession hung in the air, and I struggled to find a response. "This is a lot to process," I said finally. "I'm honored, truly, but marriage is a significant commitment for humans as well. It's not something we enter into lightly." "Nor do we," she replied, her tone earnest. "That is why I've shared my intentions openly. I want you to understand the depth of what I'm asking." Over the next few days, Xyrena and I spent hours together, discussing our worlds, our values, and the challenges of bridging two vastly different species. She was patient, answering my endless questions with grace and sharing glimpses of her life on Xylaris. Slowly, I began to see the sincerity behind her proposal. She wasn't seeking a token representative or a political pawn. She genuinely believed in the possibility of a partnership that could transcend our differences. But doubts lingered. Could I truly commit to a life so far removed from everything I'd known? What would it mean to leave Earth behind? And could I ever fully understand the customs and expectations of her people? One evening, as we stood on the observation deck of the spaceship, gazing at the twin moons of Xylaris, I voiced my fears. What if I fail? What if I can't meet the expectations of your people or even you? Xyrena placed a hand on my shoulder, her touch warm despite her alien physiology. Fear is a natural response to the unknown, but it is also the first step toward growth. You would not be alone in this journey. Together, we would navigate the challenges and create a new path forward. Her words stirred something within me, a spark of courage amidst the sea of uncertainty. Perhaps she was right. Perhaps the greatest adventures in life were the ones that demanded we step into the unknown. The decision was not easy, but in the end, I chose to take the leap. The ceremony was unlike anything I could have imagined, a dazzling blend of light and sound that seemed to resonate with the very fabric of the universe. Xyrena and I stood at the center, surrounded by her people, as we pledged our commitment to one another. In the weeks and months that followed, I learned to adapt to life on Xylaris. The challenges were many, but so too were the rewards. With Xyrena by my side, I discovered a sense of purpose I'd never known before. Together, we worked to build bridges between our worlds, fostering a new era of understanding and cooperation. Years passed, and our bond only deepened. Through trials and triumphs, we became a symbol of what was possible when two beings from different worlds chose to unite. Humanity and Xylarians grew closer, inspired by our story. One day, as we stood atop the highest peak on Xylaris, watching the twin suns set in a kaleidoscope of colors, Xyrena turned to me. "Do you regret your choice?" she asked softly. I took her hand, feeling the warmth of her touch and the love that had grown between us. "Not for a moment," I replied. "This journey has been extraordinary, and it's all because of you." She smiled, her iridescent eyes shimmering. "Together, we have created something beautiful." As the suns dipped below the horizon, casting the world into a serene twilight, I realized that love, in all its forms, was the greatest adventure of all. And in that moment, I knew I was exactly where I was meant to be.